All the ancestors put their fingers in the pie. We are today the 26th of the month of January of the year sweat to be 2009, and the title of my document, and it's 11:30, and the title of my document is All the Ancestors Put Their Finger in the Pie. Alors, this message is for you, Simone, Alice, Devo, Victor. I am a pretty novice at this ancestors stuff. As a matter of fact, Simone put me into it by watching John Edwards about 5 years ago. And initially, when I watched the show, I watched it from the corner of the lounge room. I was afraid of going into the lounge room when this show was on. That's how much this stuff scared me. And today I am in peace here, and I am in peace also within. And I am listening to the flow of ideas coming my way. I'm listening to all the messages coming my way. And initially this listening scared me, and that was 4 or 5 years ago. This listening scared me. My grandpa started, probably my father. And it scared me because it was against my value system. And the same as I was scared to watch John Edwards on television. And John Edwards, I looked at him and listened to him, and this guy is incredible. How can we explain this stuff? Well, we can't. As I said in another recording, we can't. For the reason we can't is because scientific scientific logic, if you wish, is based on the fact that the data in question, which is what we call scientifically proven, is proven through the 5 physical senses. It has to be measurable somehow through the 5 physical senses. If it is not measurable in this way, and I guess through mathematics, I suppose, because that's another form of logic, but if we cannot measure this way, it's not what we call a scientific result. However, we use a lot of non-scientific results today, or non-scientific powers today in order to solve murder crimes, for example, in various police departments around the world. When we are stuck with the logic, the normal logic, we go into what we call the paranormal, the abnormal. And everything I am swaying, everything I've been saying, everything I've been dancing for the past 5 years, I have done it off the cuff. I have done it coming from nowhere, coming from what I felt within at this moment in time that I was writing it. And as I said before, initially it scared me to bits completely. That's what my crisis was. I was completely scared. I'm much more scared than anybody else in the world. I was right in the middle of the shit, but I never gave in. And I guess that's why the ancestors are talking to me today, because they have one opening. And I wanted to say this, Devo, Alice, Simone, Victor, the ancestors chipped in. My grandpa came 5 years ago. He came 7 years ago, as a matter of fact, 5 plus 18 months before that. He came when I went to visit Wendy Bulls. And Wendy Bull saw my grandpa sitting on my left shoulder. And believe it or not, I have a picture of my grandpa holding my left shoulder. It's on my computer. He's holding Jacques' right shoulder and he's holding my left shoulder. Now Ariane is going to say, oh, you look for evidence after. Well, a couple of weeks ago he came to tell me that that was the shoulder he was sitting in. Now I don't know how to explain that, Harry. I am still pretty shaky at talking like this, and I'm afraid to pass for a fool, but the evidence are overwhelming, and they are overwhelming me too. So my grandpa came the first one, and I started to listen. And what happened is, as we needed some more money to do the trip, I'm in tears, guys. Maurice Schillag chipped in. He got you guys to pay me my share of the house and give me the $85,000 so I can keep on going. And here we are. We are not letting go. And all these messages I gave you this morning in writing and in the last few days are overwhelming me to bits. But you do what you want with the logic. Once I will have finished with all of this, I know one thing: I will have done my job, whatever that job was supposed to be, because I know the pain that's in the heart of the people. I just made you a recording this morning. The one of this recording, I mean, I'm talking about Harold. I put Nazi on the table at lunchtime and he flew into a rage. I mean, we never spoke about Nazi before. I never threatened the guy. He doesn't know me. I'm no danger to him. Well, he flies in a rage. Andrew Pollack, every time I visit him at NC, he wants to talk about his Nazi concentration camp. Why? Why does he want to talk about that to me? What is it about me that get the people to talk? Well, because I'm ready. And he can't say 3 words. He has enough words to say pregnant woman, dogs, tearing the tummy apart. Now, guys, how do you want him to be able to talk about that kind of pictures with the emotion that's in his psyche? Now, as I was saying, Simone, Alice, and Devo in particular, that's the cerebral bath in which you have grown. You are surrounded by Harold, you are surrounded by Andrew Pollack, you are surrounded by Joe Borre, you are surrounded by Ansi Schillag, Rosie Schillag, by John Schillag, and Clara. Hey, that's more than I have in my family. I don't even have a quarter of that in my fucking family. I don't even have a quarter of that misery in my fucking family. And I feel it all. And through whatever I feel yours too. And the thought that came to my mind, the ancestors talking to me, if I want to put it this way, I don't know how you want to put it. I was brushing my teeth, closing the door of my truck, and suddenly come to the realization that I have $85,000 to finish the job that has been given to me by the Zeliviansky Schillag family. And I want to say this, I want to thank you for your trust, guys. I won't let you down. I will go to the end of it. And if that means I have to fight you to go to the end of it, you will be thrown in the arena.